Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but a means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy YouTube, you find that a lot of the content you watch is very visually engaging, and you're several hours into watching videos and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your knitting as you would like. So that's where I come in. So if you're new here, welcome. This video is part of my Knit Ahead for the Holiday series, in which I push myself to finish all of my gift projects for the holiday season and have them ready to be mailed off to friends and family. And this is a revisit of, or one of the several revisits of the Chevee wrap that I've been working on. It's a free Ravelry pattern that you can get, and of course the description box has info on how to download that. And just a preview here, this is what the finished project should look like. And as you can see that I am not very far in this one. In total, at least for a big portion of the pattern that I'm working on with you guys today, I need to have 250 rows, and that's groups of 10. So I just finished the the 8th group of 10 right now, and so I have quite a while to go, but I'm getting there. So that's like 25 groups total, and I'm only finishing group 8 right now, and today is the 9th? No, today is the 10th of November. So that kind of gives you an idea of where I am. And for those of you who have been watching, just an update, I just have roughly 3 projects left. I have this one, I have a big blanket that I've been working on, and I have a pair of socks. I have 2 pairs of socks, but they're both at the stages where one, I am just about to shape the toe now. I have about an inch left to knit in the round before I can start shaping the toe, and then that pair will be finished. And that's the simple vanilla sock that I've showed you guys with the picot edge. And then I have my comfy, or not comfy, they're comfy, but the cozy armchair socks that are in worsted weight that you would think would be faster, but I brought them to work, and I have a feeling that taking things to work is where my knitting graveyard starts, because I've just been busy at work and haven't really had time to take a lunch break where I could keep working on my knitting projects. So I don't know why I left it there. I left it there over the weekend because I figured I would just be working on this, the other sock, and my blanket. But yeah, we'll see. I am off a little bit for the Thanksgiving holiday, so I'm hoping that I'll have a chance to really hunker down and get through the last bits here before I really get close to the deadline. So right now I am starting another group of 10, so this is my first row, and it dawned on me that instead of worrying about counting, I should just make sure that on row 1, which you're looking at the wrong side, but the row 1, I just need to knit until I'm 2 stitches before my marker right here, and then I can do my fancy bit on the other side of the marker and keep going until I have to turn the work. And these 10.5 size US needles that I brought, I think I got these at Joann's. I bought them just for this project, but in store they only had like the very long ones, and it's kind of getting cumbersome. I'm thinking I want to buy a pair of circulars just to work on this, but I don't really have anything else I plan, at least nothing immediate that requires size 10.5 US, so I think maybe I can try to finish this just with the straight needles, and then maybe later, if I do it again, get a pair of circulars so that I'm just not like flailing around with these really long needles for no reason. But then that made me wonder, let me know in the comments, do you knit with straight needles? Do you use circulars? A person at my job, she only knits in circulars, even when she's doing flat work. So I'm curious about that. I actually ordered, because around me there isn't a lot of yarn shops, let alone yarn shops where I can afford to really go all out and buy a lot of knitting needles there. But yarn.com had a bunch of the zines that I really like. So I got a few more of those circulars because I want to work on one more hat for this holiday. I have this crazy yarn that was gifted to me that I really don't like, and I knit a scarf already with it, but I still have a whole other ball left. So I was thinking I could whip up another hat maybe to go with it and see where I am with the rest of the yarn. So I'll show you guys that later. But I'm actually going to a conference, not this upcoming week, because you'll see this on Monday, which will be Veterans Day, by the way. So thank you for your service. If there are any veterans out there watching my channel, watching this video in particular, I do have relatives that are active military and formerly active military. So it's a big sacrifice, I think, especially when you go in and you don't know if you might be called to action or not. It's risky business. So thank you for protecting us and helping those in need and just being available if we do need you, should the time come. Hopefully it won't. But if you're there and you're serving or you have served, thank you very much. But yes, I will be going to a conference, and so I'll be out of town for a few days, but don't you worry. I should be back by the weekend so I can film again. But I plan to film. I'll see how it goes, how tired I am. There's a lot of content going on while I'm out of town, so we'll see if I can sneak in some content to film while I'm there. But the bulky hat yarn is going to be my project that I bring with me. I don't think, well, see, that's one of the other reasons I was wondering if I should buy circulars just for this one, because if I finish the hat, I'm going to be stranded with nothing else to knit. And this one, depending on, considering it's Sunday night right now, I don't think I'll have this done before I go to the conference. And I can't knit on the plane because I'm going to be a sardine. And if you travel, you might understand that. But I tried, last year I went to the same conference and I brought my knitting. And I had all the intentions of working on it on the plane, like on the flight. But I couldn't, like, reach down and get it out of my bag and then, like, have my arms. And I was just so uncomfortable. So that ended up not being a plane project, but like waiting at the gate project, and get home in my hotel, and I just want to veg out and prepare for the next day project kind of thing. So, and what was I working on? Oh, I was working on a one-row scarf. And you guys didn't see that because that was last year's holiday gift, and that was before I started filming. So I only started filming May of 2019, but that project was from December. And I had that done in time, so I was really happy about that. Actually, I think I still have a picture. So picture here if I still have evidence of that scarf I did that I brought with me to the conference. Brought that a lot of places. I actually brought that to Texas because my partner's cousin, actually it was the same cousin that got that was married that I had knit the tapestry project for. So we were in Texas for their wedding, and I brought that one-row scarf with me to work on as well. And we drove. Oh my gosh, that was a crazy journey. But I had enough time to knit for sure while I was there. Let's just say that. But yes, I was going to film yesterday. You know, Saturdays are typically my day for filming. if it's not a Friday or if I'm not off of work or something. But what happened was the story is that I needed to read for my book club, which was today. And I got all the books. We were reading like it was a whole series. It's still being published, but um, a few of them had already been published and were ready, so we just read like a little chunk of the series. And I had asked a library to get me the books, and it took a long time for them to get to me. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And at first, I wasn't even sure if I could go to book club because I hadn't finished the series, or at least the assigned area of the series. And I was getting really worried. But then finally, and Friday rolled around, and I got the notice that the last book was available. So I was like, okay. So all of Saturday, I was reading. I did laundry, and my partner had recently celebrated their birthday, and as a special request, wanted chocolate cake. So I made chocolate cake because I was going to do it during the week, but I had a lot of other stuff going on. So Saturday was the day that I could crank out a cake, and I did that, and some laundry. And so, yeah, it was just a day of reading and chores and cooking, or baking rather, and I just had no time to film. I didn't want to film, especially because I wanted to find a project that I knew needed some attention, but also wasn't anything that I had just shown you guys, just to keep some things. I mean, sometimes I do back to backs, but the blanket hasn't had much progress. I'm almost to the last bit of the second to last ball of the dark gray that I've been knitting with, and then I have one more ball ready to go right now. So once I'm done filming, when I go downstairs to edit, I'll probably be working on that while I'm waiting for the video to reformat itself so that I can upload it online. But this guy here, I just don't know. And tomorrow I'm leaving work, or I'm not leaving work, but I'm not going to be in my building for a while, so I'm not even going to bother like bringing anything else to work tomorrow, just because I don't want to take it back home. It's supposed to snow. Yippee. Oh, whoa. See, I needed to do something. This last bit, I have to KFB. Alright, here. I thought that felt weird. And then I do it to the other one? Looks like I may have, I hope. We'll find out. Alright. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about these extra long needles that I don't really need extra long needles for. And what else do I have? I feel like I have something coming up that I want to let you guys know, knitting related, but I can't think of it. Something must have happened. Oh yeah, so when I'm done with all of this, you're probably wondering, well, what are you going to do when all the holiday stuff is over? Well, I tell you what, I still have a lot of other projects that I want to do and that I've been thinking about doing, so fear not. I will say a lot of them are socks. I have a cardigan pattern that I bought from Wool and the Gang, or actually, there was an issue with the kits at the time. They were resizing things, and I bought yarn to go with it, and then the pattern just kind of came. So it was kind of like a free pattern, but kind of not, because it wasn't like a full kit. And I have some mittens, like convertible mittens from Very Pink Knits that I'm really interested in working on. And my friend's mittens that she bought me with the sweater fabric have come in handy so well, so much because it's been cold here. I'm very happy I could use those. And oh, Izzy Knits is a small shop that also has online presence, and they sent. I'm part of their newsletter, and they sent a notice out to ask for test knitters for this dog sweater, and I wouldn't. It was like the deadline. It said like must be done by like November something or December something, like pretty soon for me. And I just laughed and like, well, that won't be me. I won't be participating in that test knit because I can't guarantee I can commit to finishing the project in time. But I'm hoping that as soon as it's ready and it's been tested, that I can get my hands on it because, well, first I need to find out if it's knit in the round or not, and I hope it is because I would love to revisit knitting um, the dog sweaters that I did for my brother and my cousin's dog because those were knit flat and I really didn't want to seam in the the sides of it and like attach it. And that was daunting. I didn't like that very much. So if I could knit in the round, even though I haven't knit a sweater yet, I think starting with a dog sweater would be good. The cardigan I'm talking about is knit flat, so I have to sew all the pieces together, which I'm not looking forward to, but it's such a cute cardigan. And to be my first one that I make, I'm hoping it all turns out okay, but we'll see. Why do I feel like I missed something here? And maybe I did, I don't know. Alright. Sometimes I knit too tight at the end and then it won't go over the edge or like the little tapered part. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Alright. So, yes. Dog's coat, socks, cardigan, probably some more socks. Oh, a shirt. I bought this. You guys may have seen before when I showed you all the stuff I got from Knit Picks during their. Uh, they're always having the sales apparently, but they had a sale a while ago, and I purchased some stuff, mainly yarn, and I also got a pattern book. And there's a cat themed shirt in there that I'm really excited about knitting. So once I'm done with all of my other projects, I can work on that. Oh, I have 3 blankets coming up too. 2 baby blankets for my partner's friends that are expecting next year. And then a blanket that I really want to get started on for my former 4th grade teacher who I'm still in touch with. We're kind of like pen pals. And I really want to make her something because she knows that I've been getting into knitting and everything. And I figured like a nice blanket would be cool because no matter where she moves, no matter where she goes, she's always going to need a blanket. And like something either to have over her bed or just hanging on the couch when she wants to read or something. So I figure that'll be what I'm up to this next year. And maybe I'll try my luck at another tapestry project. I would like to figure out how to turn the work so I can have my starting yarn always on the same side, and then I won't have to weave in as many ends, like over 300 ends that I had to weave in. And oh, if I can, I'm gonna see if I can extract the photo from Facebook, but I was chatting with my partner's cousin, and they had said thank you for the tapestry project, and they showed me a picture of where they hung it up on in their home. The husband and the wife contacted me each, and so if I can show you, here is the picture. But if not, use your imagination. Well, you guys saw me like do the after photo where I had it up on my wall and was explaining the process and my thoughts on everything. So that is still what it looks like. They just have it in their home now. So I thought it's nice that it's on display, and really glad that they liked it. But the next one I definitely want to do for like myself. I would say do for my brother, but he's not married. He has a fiance, but they haven't gotten married yet, obviously. Fiance. Um, but I've still kind of thought about doing one for my boy who passed away, Kokuo. One for Kabu, maybe like her birthday, as well as Koji, his birthday, just to have kitty cat history, and all the cats in the future would have one as well, as long as I can still get the yarn and everything. Oh, that reminds me, I donated a lot of my yarn to one of my coworkers. Actually, the coworker who knits with circulars a lot, she does a lot of charity crafts and stuff for like USO, local nursing homes, and local elementary schools that are just underfunded and need a little extra boost. So she emailed everybody at work to say, hey, do you have buttons and yarn? And I had a lot of spare buttons from clothes that I just got rid of or don't have anymore throughout the years. And I had a lot of scrap yarn from some projects that I had finished up where I just didn't have enough yarn for anything really, but I also didn't want to buy any more of the yarn to work on another project. So I just had the scraps. I just kept them because I was like, I don't know, maybe I could make like some little balls or pumpkins or decorations or something like that with just little bits. Maybe even make some weird socks. But for the most part, I was just kept keeping them without any real direction on what to do. But when she asked about yarn, I was like, I have a lot of yarn I can give you. So I cleaned out my scrappy bit of stash. So now I just have like full balls, or mostly full balls. So I'm excited about that. I think it was a win-win. So I think going forward, I'll just ask her. She's always crafting, and she's actually trying to keep her stash down because she wants to move one day and downsize. So she's just like making sure she's not acquiring more crafty stuff than she needs, which is why she asked for donations instead of buying all new supplies when she didn't need that much. So I'm happy to help her. She gets what she wants without paying a lot, and I get to reduce my yarn footprint. So that's nice. And they're actually, speaking of yarns, of course, why not? Who doesn't want to talk about yarn? What did I do? Okay. I found some more places to buy yarn from online, and I'm really excited because I want to try them out once I'm done, or at least once I've gotten through a lot of the yarn I have with those projects that I've been mentioning to you guys. So hopefully when all that's said and done, I can restock again. But right now I do have quite a bit of yarn to use. A lot of scarves I can do. I have some pattern books that I haven't even really done anything with yet, so I'm hoping to do that. I have another cowl. I did the color block cowl for my cousin, and I really liked it so much I want to make one for myself too. So I have enough yarn left over, and I think I can pull it off with what I have. So I'll do that as well. Thinking of maybe some pillowcases, some pumpkins for next fall would be cute. Some coasters maybe for some friends. I actually have this one I saw. It was like from Cascade Yarns, or at least somebody was um, mentioning Cascade because that's the product line they use. But they were the cutest felted coasters, but they had these little charm things on them. And I think the woman who made them described it as a gadget, but I think of a gadget as like an appliance or a machine or a tool or something. And hers was just like a little charm that she sewed on. And I asked really early in my filming uh, career if anyone could help me figure out what those were, but no response yet. So maybe in the next video I'll add a picture of those. I feel like I've added enough pictures for this one, but I'll add a picture to see if you guys know what you call that charm thing, because I would love to have some to add to the project. Did I do what I needed? Oh, it's this one here. Did I do what I needed to do? I don't know. Let me see. Okay. I did, but I didn't. There we go. Alright, I did. Okay. I did do a KFV. No. Alright, so this one, I am on row 6 right now. So I have 4 more to go before I can start a new group. But this one's like, this, honestly, once you got past making the 2 points and connecting them together, which for me was a little bit weird, it's not a hard pattern at all. It's just very, I wouldn't even say it's tedious. I'd just say there's quite a bit you gotta do before it's done, and it's a lot of the same. So, depending on how you feel about that, I'd say it gives me more variety than just knitting uh, straight and then slipping the first. Like when I was working on the dog's life coat for both times for my brother's dog and my cousin's dog, it it seemed to be really slow going for me. Like I was having a hard time being motivated, and that could be because maybe I knew I had to seam it together and I wasn't really looking forward to that, or because it was just knit across for a long time. Um, but this gives you a little bit of something in there in the middle to kind of break it up, keep you on your toes a little bit. Oh, no. That's right. If you're on an even number, you just knit the way all the way across, pretty much. So, I think. Oh, my other update is today. My partner picked me up from the train station, and we went to pick up pizza to bake in the oven. I don't know if you live in a place where you can go to a store and they basically like make the dough and put the toppings on and you take it home. It's like take and bake pizza basically. And so we picked that up and we were waiting for it to get created or assembled or whatever. And earlier when I was on the train, or waiting for the train to get back home, my partner wanted to use my Target card. Like I have the Target Red debit card because I don't live at Target anymore like I used to, but it's still handy just to save a little something. Works the same as your regular bank card. But they wanted to buy a Nintendo Switch because there was a special going on. It was like 20% off or something, and 25%, I think. And so they wanted to use it, but I had it with me. So they thought maybe if they had a photo of it, they could do it, and it didn't work. But they ended up buying the Nintendo Switch anyway, and so I um, I asked about it because I still haven't received my birthday gift yet. Snap, snap, snap. So I was like, well, I see you got yourself your game console. Uh, when are you gonna get me my birthday? I was like turning on the sass and all that, and they're like, oh yeah, I was actually gonna mention that. Well, I don't want to not get you something you don't want, and I was just like, like makeup, clothes, kitty cat stuff, knitting stuff. Like, how hard am I to buy for? Like, so I was just like, it was so funny because I just like when I didn't go off on them, but I was very much teasing them, like, you know me now. Like, we've been dating for 12 years. Like, it's not that hard. Like, you live here with me. You see what I do. You know what I like. But they're more like they didn't want to get me, pardon my language, but a crappy gift. Um, and I understand that. So what we're going to do instead is have them find a camera for me or a microphone because those are things that I really do need. I guess need in the sense that I can live very well without them, but they would help me so much so that I can continue to produce content for you guys and continue to make videos. Because what you see is I'm not looking at you so much. I'm kind of like over this way, and that's because right here is the screen. Or I guess if I point right here, where you see, where I see you. That doesn't make any sense at all. But I don't know if I'm in frame if I turn the camera the other way. And since this is my phone, I have to flip it so that the screen is here, so I make sure I'm in view, just in case you actually want to watch what I'm doing. Make sure my knitting is in view. Everything that's going on is visible to you guys. And if I had a camera with a monitor, then I could do that. Now, they say that I could just get a Bluetooth monitor and achieve the same thing. However, I still have the mic thing because I am projecting my voice a lot just so that the phone can pick it up clearly, even though I know sometimes I have like a mush mouth and jumble my words a little bit, but for the most part, I try to speak and enunciate as best as I can in the moment. And a microphone would help me if it could clip it here, or if it was big enough to pick up what I'm sharing with you guys, then you would also know what I'm talking about. But those are two really awesome things that I don't need the most top of the line thing. I'm a simple girl. I just need it to work, and I need it to be quality that is like my phone, particularly the front-facing camera, or better. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I need, and everything else would kind of fall into place there. We just got more memory for my computer not that long ago, so I can continue to keep my videos on my computer, the raw footage, and the final product, so that if anything were to happen, I always have the original file I can go back to. So memory has been applied to computer, so I'm good there. And my software for my videos are free, but I don't do that much, though it would be nice to probably add more, not special effects, but have more freedom to edit. So there's always a chance I could buy software so I have more features with it, but until that becomes more of a priority, camera and mic. That's all I need, camera and mic. So, so yeah, I'm excited to find out what the end result will be, and I'm sure you guys will notice the difference when it does become time for me to implement that. So we're back on an odd row here. And it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Good old Monday. Go back to work and get bombarded with snow. Oh, whoops, whoops, whoops. There we go. All right, we're back. We're back in business. I'm glad I caught that. Oh my goodness. I keep thinking in my head that I missed adding or like KFB somewhere, but from the looks of it, I didn't. And my, I'm guessing my brother and his fiance are gonna ask me what I want for Christmas, and it's not too far from now, but it's far enough. And my family primarily celebrates Christmas. Not to say that uh, we are religious, but as it is a commercialized time to be with family and friends, we do participate. And they're probably going to ask me what I want, and I'm probably going to just say, get me more of those knitting blocks, because I didn't buy any yet. And I'm hoping I can get by without. Considering they're $30, I just don't know if I want to spend any more money on not fun stuff of knitting and just have somebody else buy that part for me, while I can spend more time selecting yarn or um, upgrading my needle collection, knowing what I want. But knit blockers, easy enough to say, this is what it is. You can't go wrong. There's nothing really else that you can get that isn't what I just described. So it's not like I'd worry about any like knockoffs or off-brand type of product. But knitting needles, like, you end up with something that might be of low quality, that might fall apart after a while. So I want to leave that up to me, but I do want to get more supplies for sure, because I need that. And maybe some blocking mats, but depending on where you get them, because I know that they like to shop online a lot for presents. So if they did get them online, I don't know if they would be the same as just looking at them in person to see what kind of quality they are, how thick they are, you know. And I've bought like all of my blocking mats from Joann's, I want to say. Got those there. It used to be like, I feel like they changed the branding, but they were the Crochet Dude brand. And then I feel like I opened another package and it wasn't that one. Same color and everything, but it was a different brand, like Susan Bates, maybe? So I don't know what happened there. So I know this one's a little longer, but for once I wanted to finish a whole set with you guys. So if you want to stick around, great, because I have like I'm on row 8 right now, so 2 more chunks to do before we're done with this block here. That's super exciting. And I have like this, my cake unraveled in the middle all weird, but honestly when I was putting it together, because this yarn's kind of sticky, it was kind of having a hard time winding up. And this is the aftermath of it. Ooh, and when I'm done filming, because we went to that take and bake pizza place, we bought one of their take and bake desserts. It was a big old cookie. Um, so it's probably cold now. Well, it's probably like warmish because I took it right out of the oven before I came up here. But it's not like piping hot anymore. But we have some vanilla ice cream. So it'll be a nice little treat while I work on getting this spliced together and uploaded and all that good stuff. So you'll definitely see this Monday, which is not today, but today for you probably. Um, so if you're off of work, let me know. Since it's Monday, do you have Veterans Day off or do you have to work today? I have to work. I have a full day, so I won't be able to knit, unfortunately. I'll have a working lunch. I have a lot to get done before my conference I go to, so it'll just be kind of getting the week ready for next week when I'm out for 3 days. Making sure everybody knows what to do, crossing all my T's, dotting all my I's, and all that good stuff. Maybe doing some packing, like setting aside some outfits I want to wear. I mean, I'm only going to be there literally like the day I get in, then there's like a little dinner, and then there's 2 days of stuff. And then I'm flying back home. So it's not like that bad. It's just I want to be comfy, but I want to be warm because I'm going to a different state. And last year when I went, it rained like the whole time I was there, which is really unfortunate. Okay, now I'm on an even row, or I'm sorry, I'm on a row 9. So I gotta watch that marker again. Make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be. Ooh, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. See, this yarn is very tricky because it's like a chain. Can you see that? It's like a braided chain. So, you know, your needle is easy to slip in between the strand parts where it's all braided together, then actually grab underneath it. So I have to be really careful. But it's 100% alpaca, and it's so soft. Really like it. I hope my aunt likes it because she requested this fiber. I asked her, if you've been watching this particular chunk of the series, you may recall me mentioning that I asked her what kind of fiber content she wanted for her project or her gift, and she said she wanted the same kind that her granddaughter had. And I made her granddaughter, who my cousin's daughter is, a scarf last year, double knit. I don't have a picture of that, unfortunately, but it was 100% alpaca, baby alpaca, so it was really soft, and she really liked the feeling in that one. So I wanted to do something that wouldn't take as many years because I bought like fingering weight yarn by accident. So going forward, I was like, oh, I need to get a bulky yarn. So I found a yarn and I found a pattern to go with the yarn. So that's kind of how this project came to be. But I got this yarn from yarn.com, you'll see in the description box, and some of the reviews said that it wasn't really bulky, more like heavy worsted. It might be because of the fluffiness, because it is a braided yarn than like a twist. So it doesn't have like that density, I guess, but seems to be doing fine for me. I'm trying not to knit as tight as I normally do. I didn't do a swatch test or anything, but considering how it looks, maybe I should have. I don't know. But then when I block it, I can stretch it out too if I need to. I'm really not looking forward to any snow tomorrow. It's been so cold. I love being able to wear sweaters, but I also don't like being very cold. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what could be my perfect climate. Like where's do you live in a place that's like comfy where you can just get by with a sweater and you don't need like a tank, you don't need to be in your birthday suit because it's unbearably hot, and you also don't need to be covered head to toe and like 5 layers of fleece or something. Like, where's a place like that? That's what I need. Because I get way too hot and I get way too cold. Like, I can run my heater pretty much year round if I'm in an area with like way too cold AC. Um, but you know, I don't know. I guess I'm just weird. Maybe I can never be super comfortable unless I get to adjust my own heat. But I can't really do much about outside. Nobody can. So I know it's early, but while I finish up this last row, what do you guys have planned for Thanksgiving? Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? And if you do you just keep it low key or drama free? Sometimes people will say, do you just hang out at home? Do you go visit relatives? Do you host? Do you have a give friendsgiving? I I used to have like friendsgiving. One of our good friends who actually should be coming back to the state we live in would come over pretty much every Thanksgiving. They worked usually that day, but they'd come over after their shift and they'd bring something to eat. I usually did all the cooking. But the last two holidays, I have actually gone to like a work sponsored event and had them cook Thanksgiving for me. And it's been, like, it had been so long since I didn't host. I felt really good. Like, I didn't have to bring a side. Everything was catered. Like, you just show up with your appetite and, everything was taken care of. And I love that. I do miss, though, being with my family. Thankfully, we aren't um, chaotic to the point where I wouldn't want to be there. But there also are some folks that, might have opinions that are different than yours, but we typically don't keep it like super serious, so we never really get into any heated arguments. There aren't that many of us to really have like any kind of combativeness when we get together, so I'm very fortunate for that. But at the same time, I'm much like kind of I'm not super social, so there's only so much of like hanging around people I can deal with, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. I just want to go like take a nap or something, or just like read or knit. Now that I'm older, knit. Um, so not being there is kind of nice too, but I do miss that interaction. Just to kind of catch up with everybody and eat all my favorite dishes that my family would make. I think we did one Thanksgiving with my partner's family, and that went okay. Nothing crazy happened either, so that was good. Don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, I think we're still gonna do the job hosted thing this year, but I know my partner's family does want them to participate, and at least if not Thanksgiving, probably Christmas this year. So they're still kind of on the fence if they're going to commit to that or not. I could go either way. Thankfully, I do have vacation during those holidays, so if need be, I am available if they want me to tag along. But otherwise, pretty much just chill out here. Call the fam since we live in different states, just catch up a little bit, but for the most part, just keep it low key. Um, Relax, knit. I just envision myself like since yesterday that all I'm gonna do is work on that blanket. Now, if I'm gonna be out town with my partner's family, I won't be able to bring the blanket because it's actually for his mother and father. Um, but if we're home, that's probably going to be my project. Besides this, depending on how far I get in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be that blanket. And I remember last year it was the same thing with a double knit scarf I did for um, my cousin's son. Um, I had to start over because the pattern I drew out on grid paper for what I thought it would be didn't come out visually like I had planned. So I ripped it out and started from scratch. And I was really, really running against the time because I had to start the whole scarf over. And I was pretty far at it. So I was really worried. But I got it done. So that'll probably be me this year again, mad dash, getting stuff finished. And then next year I'll learn my lesson and just do smaller projects, or as someone has already suggested, or not really suggested, but just shared that they just have like a box or a basket of, sorry, I was like mid yawn when I was talking, a basket of projects that they work on that they want to work on, and then we'll gift those. And that's kind of sounding better and better the more I think about it. But at the same time, it has to be something pretty generic where like size or color won't matter too much, or fiber content, so that whoever I gift it to will be just happy with it. Um, but now that I kind of know everybody's sock size, I could probably just keep knitting socks and just have 10 years of socks waiting for this one person. And they just know that'll be what they get from me, socks, unless they buy something or change it up somewhere along there. All right, so we just finished our ninth. Oh, we're almost into the double digits. I can't wait. So we finished our ninth segment of the wrap, and here we are. So this was like attaching the triangles and knitting one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 here at the top. Whew, that's a lot. Darn it, maybe I will buy that 10. But I'm like, what else can I do with 10.5? I would have to like purposely seek out patterns that use these needles because I would hate for them to go to waste. But they're so long, I could donate them. I could like take them to the Goodwill or something. Let me know in the comments. Do you have a pattern that you know and love that requires 10.5 US size needles and like 14-inch length needle? That would be perfect because I don't want to use them just once and not even finish the project before I gave up. But I'm starting to lean more toward using circulars for these projects. I still have single straight needles that are fine, but this is too long. I need something shorter. So let me know in the comments. Do you have any suggestions of patterns for 10.5 needle? I could try Ravelry, see if I can filter that way. I don't know. But let me know. Any help? Much appreciated. I'd hate to have these go to waste, but I think I'm going to need to upgrade or downgrade or something to get the rest of this done, just so that I don't feel so flighty, like I feel like a chicken or something. I don't know. But yes, so thank you for joining me this evening or this morning, depending on when I upload this. Definitely this Monday for sure, but filmed on a Sunday evening. Yeah, just thank you so much for the support and for the views and for the interaction. It's been quite a journey. This is my 38th video, I think, now, so I've made quite a bit since May, and I'm pretty proud of myself. um, to be consistent weekly, to give you guys some content. But enough of that. I'll let you get back to your day. I hope your project's coming along well. Let me know actually in the comments, what are you working on while you're watching this video today? And if you care to watch any of the other ones I have, let me know what you're working on when you're watching those. That'd be pretty cool to see what you guys are up to as well. So once again, thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.